What I see nowadays could be explained with one very simple sentence: modern motorcycle travel nonsense. In this video, I'm gonna talk about some of the most stupid motorcycle travel advice and illogical actions that I have seen in the last 15 years. So if you have nothing to do, grab your favorite drink and stay with me. Welcome back. The tips and the motorcycles that are used today are completely out of logic and even contradict with any physical laws, but so many people still believing that they can provide this universal shortcut to the dream destinations that they might have. With this video, I don't want to say that I am the only one who speaks the truth and I know everything, but at least I am very consistent with everything that I do and I don't change my mind every few months. Can you trust me? Well, it is all depend on you. If you want to see the world as easily as possible, my advice will definitely help you. On the other hand, if you need information for the latest motorcycles on the market and some kind of adventure gadgets, you probably came to the wrong place. With all of this being said, let's finally start with the important part. In the beginning, it was just a man and a motorcycle. Simple clothes, a small bag tightened on the tail, and a dream to explore the world. Motorcycles were different and no one, let me repeat it, no one really focused on them. It was all about traveling, seeing the world on two wheels, to be part of this great motorcycle community. The feeling of independence or some kind of rebellion against the system, right? We all remember Charlie Borman and Ian McGregor and the long way round trip in 2004. They were the people who burned the spark in many motorcycle travelers, me included. But at the same time, they were the first who showed how we shouldn't do it. How I dare to speak about these great guys and this outstanding adventure that was done so many years ago. Whoa, hold on guys, let me explain to you what I mean. They were great guys, no doubts about it, but somehow they changed the entire idea of traveling. From a simple action to something very difficult to make that requires a lot of people, difficult logistic and of course a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, I love the trip and I don't know how many times I watched the series. As I said, they burned my spark for traveling, but only when I start traveling by myself, only then I realized how wrong they were with everything. Super heavy and complicated motorcycles, hard panniers and a lot of useless gear, wrong tire choice and wrong physical and mental preparation and many more. And even so, with all of the money that they have spent, the crew that they have, the logistic and all of that stuff, it was one very difficult and complicated journey for them. Fair enough, you might say, but it was very long journey. Well, actually it was not that long, only 31,000 kilometers. And for many people this is a lot. But on my trip to South America last year, I did altogether 32,000 kilometers. On my way to Magadan and back, I had altogether 39,000 kilometers and I was alone. And these guys, they've got all the money that they need. They have new motorcycles, they have a lot of sponsors and also a crew to help them. So actually it was not that difficult and not that complicated that you might think. If I have the chance to speak with them right now, I will ask them only one question. What was wrong on that trip? And I'm sure that the answer will be everything. How can you be so sure about it, Pavlin? Because I have been to all of these places that they have been. Europe, Russia, Kazakhstan, Mongolia and the Road of Bones. Yes, they were there many years before me and the things back then were different, but I travel alone, simple bike, no support, with a tight budget and light luggage. Am I considering myself famous or better than them? No, absolutely not. I'm nothing more than a simple guy with a free time and YouTube channel, that's it. And they were legends. They did something that no one did it before. What I'm saying is that they could have done it much easier if they only had the information and the knowledge that we have today. That's it. Let's finally talk about the modern motorcycle travel nonsense. First, it was the simplicity. And then the word adventure came into the scene and actually it changed everything. Even though the definition of adventure is an unusual, exciting and possibly dangerous activity, such a trip or experience or the excitement produced by such an activity. Not even a word about motorcycles. This means that you can have an adventure with almost anything, and you don't have to spend thousands of dollars of the latest model or some kind of expensive riding gear. How so many people came to the conclusion that 250 plus kilograms very complicated beast will be easier to travel than a simple and reliable moderate weight motorcycle? Is there any logic that 3 hard panniers and heavy luggage rack are better than light saddlebags because you can have more luggage on them? And who told you that the more luggage is a plus on a motorcycle trip? From when did the longevity of the tires become more important than the actual traction that they have provided? How does extending the oil change intervals actually help the engine's longevity? How did the people even travel before the internet, Google and all of these modern navigation devices? It must have been very difficult. When did the horsepower became more important than reliability? How can you even travel without having at least 100 horsepower and all of these safety systems that motorcycles have nowadays? What is more important, to enjoy the trip or show yourself on social media? Difficult answer for many, right? Real life and real connections mean nothing today. Why do you have 5 kilograms of tools when you don't know how to use even a screwdriver? Because you're on an adventure trip and you might need them, even though on your model it's more likely that you will need a computer and special software. Why do so many people without any off-road experience prefer to ride on dead roads with completely wrong motorcycles instead of spending a couple of months and learn how to do it properly with a light dirt bikes? I see they don't have time because Facebook and YouTube are waiting. What is the logic to spend $30,000 for a motorcycle, another $5,000 for a gear and then sleep in a tent? Of course, because you need adventure, even though I told you the definition of this word has nothing to do with motorcycles and gear. I can continue like that all day long, but I hope that you got the idea. Even though logical thinking is a rare activity nowadays, I still hope that this video will help you at least one person to make the right decisions. Press like or dislike, whatever it deserves. If you subscribe, even better. See you in the next one. Ciao.